And welcome back to part 6 of What If Dragon Ball Super Broly Went to Earth. So, last time, Vegeta and Nappa got their teeth kicked in hard and fast by Paragus, Broly, and Goku. Now, that being said, they did eventually at least hear them out and said, alright, what exactly? Vegeta coughing up a little blood and spit on that. What do you have in mind? So first and foremost, they made sure to, get Nappa and Vegeta up and running, get them some Senzu beans. So Vegeta's power level is around his Namek power level, around 24,000. Nappa, again, we don't really have a true full power level. I always go around 750, 7,500 for his full power, because he powered up against Goku. He was still a little weaker, but closed that gap pretty quick. And Goku had to go Kaioken to catch up to him. Anyway, full power, I usually will put him at about 10. So, basically now what happens here is that Paragus and them are basically talking about the type of training that they're going to be getting into. So we have two options. One's unavailable to me, Kakarot or Broly. Broly or Beats anymore. However, it's available to you two. That would be you two, and you as well, Rajens. The hyperbolic time chamber. Though we shouldn't. It's a place where we can get a year's worth of training in one day. Hostile conditions included. It will increase your power drastically. Space-time how is that even possible? Space-time doesn't work the same way. However, its location is guarded by us. Not exactly. Its location is not someplace we can just immediately go, and we need to ask permission from its caretaker. Also, you can only go. Also, there's a limitation. Only 2 rounds per lifetime. Those are the stipulations of the time chamber. However, we should only use that as our last resort. For now, we'll use the gravity training method. We use this to train more intense gravity settings. Kakarot and Goku and Broly here are capable of going well past the 100 times 100 mark. Broly, actually, son, what is your record so far? And to be fair, we actually don't know how high the gravity chamber could actually go. I think the maximum we've seen is like 400, 450. But, I mean, for all we know, it in theory could go up higher. I guess the only issue would be making sure the room itself doesn't cave in on itself. But in theory, there's no real limit. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a limit to what the body can take. And considering we know Vegeta Vegeta around the Android Saga was training in 400 times Earth's normal gravity, but he was struggling to train in there, but he was training, definitely. And even Yamcha, even though it nearly crushed him, was still able to move in it. We can assume that Broly and Goku could theoretically be training in gravity that strong, or at least have attempted to. They just prefer to train in lower settings of gravity. But, I mean, hypothetically, they could be training probably in the upper 2. I imagine they probably haven't tested the limits yet, honestly, in the scenario. They've probably gone into, 100, no problem, maybe even 200. But to go into, the 300-400s or beyond, it's still something they really haven't done. And now they got to be training Nappa and Vegeta. They won't be doing it anytime soon. That being said, Paragus is strong enough, and Paragus and Beats are strong enough that they can keep them in check for the time being. Remember, Paragus now is definitely getting up there, so he's still obviously he's still got his youth and everything along those lines. I would imagine though, even though they retain their youth, the closer they get to that sweet point age where they start to age rapidly, the more the effects on the body start to kind of happen, like the occasional stiffness or the occasional joint issue, back ache here or there, whatever. But Paragus is still much stronger than either of them. And B, won't stop training himself because he knows it's beneficial to himself as well. So he trains them in their gravity chamber. Goku and Broly will also, get training as well. Meanwhile, Bulma's just like, well, I mean, how long will we be training for? It's a good question. I doubt Frieza didn't really care about you. Did Frieza care about either of your locations when we think dialogue here. Before you came here? No, we hadn't checked in some time. And to be fair, we don't know how long it was supposed to be until they checked in. So they probably had some time until they're like, I wonder where Vegeta and Nappa went. And Raditz, I haven't seen him in a while. So it's probably a little bit. If nothing else, they'll say, if we can make it a full year, we'll train for a year. And then we'll lower Frieza to the planet. Then, son Kakarot, I want you to, son Goku, I want you to keep training. Push yourselves. I can sense it. He's looking at both of them because he can tell Goku's potential as well, but also Broly's potential. I was like, I know you're being I know I'm pushing you hard, but I can sense it in both of you. There's something to be unlocked in you, both of you. So it's like, they give a nod. It's like, oh, Broly, by the way, it's like, Bulma. Well, what is it? There's something I should probably tell you. Paragus, you should probably know too. It's like, what? As they're about to go in that gravity chamber. It's like, what is it, Bulma? It's like, well, I mean, you're his father. You should know this too. But someone's got to be a grandfather. It's like, oh, what? Wait, are you? It's like, Broly's like, wait, what? It's like, that's right. So she's holding her belly. It's like, I'm pregnant. It's like, so you better train hard because our child is not going to be in a world that's controlled by an alien tyrant. So it's like, Broly's just like, oh, and Paragus after the shock, like, my word, son, I can't believe it. Already having a brood of your own. I don't know what to say in Pack. Or you're having a little one of your own. My God, they grew up so fast. Bro's like, pregnant? Father. He's like, and character's like, oh, don't worry, bro. You'll get used to it. Yeah, I didn't quite understand it either. But Chi-Chi filled me in. It was all good. So, come on, let's get trained. So, yeah, training goes down. Now, in the training, there's obviously, Rad's also got a lot stronger, too. He was stronger than Paragus. Paragus, when it's all said and done for the training, where's everyone sitting right now? Because of Vegeta's nature, I'm sure they want to go straight to 100, but they quickly find out they can't do that. So they have to, spend their time training, working on it. Paragus probably is now sitting at a comfy, maybe 150. Well, maybe not even 100, because I remember he wasn't even at 100. So 100. Raditz, though, being able to, train harder with Vegeta and Nappa as they're getting stronger. Raditz actually had the advantage now over Vegeta, so his power is now decking out at probably a nice, cozy 2 million. Remember, we get a year worth of training here. 2 million or so. Vegeta's probably falling very close behind him at 1.5 million. Nappa is probably following in suit with more like a 900,000. Like, he's probably not even at 1 million. He's also an older Saiyan, too. We have to keep that in mind. I don't think he's quite as old as Paragus, but he is an older Saiyan. So, like, just shy of 1 million. But Beats is probably Beats has probably been trained too, but he can't, and he's been probably been one of the main sparring partners for Vegeta and Nappa. And his power is probably sitting somewhere in the 50,000 range. I don't see Beats getting anywhere near that strong. But what about Goku and Broly? They've been training far up in the mountains, duking it out best they can. Now, their base power levels haven't really increased that much. Granted, Broly learns as he fights and he gets stronger, as he goes. So, his power probably increases a bit more naturally than Goku's does. But Goku, again, is a bit more refined when it comes to the actual training. So, so Broly, in a year's time, it doesn't sound like much. It's probably like 6 million, something like that. Goku, though, again, being the weaker, is probably climbed to like just shy of 60 million. So 60 million, 55 million, that kind of thing. Because he's been able to, get more out of it. So they're nearly neck and neck with Broly, even them out. But the big thing here is the idea of, do they unlock anything? Does Broly unlock Ikari? Does Goku unlock Ikari? Probably, I don't think the Ikari form is unlocked. While I will sometimes go Ikari form with the tail, sometimes, usually it's through basically harnessing the power of the Ozaru and just kind of like learning to cultivate that through just their base form. And that's not something that happened here. That's not something that rarely gone into their Ozaru form. So that's not a thing. But is Super Saiyan an option? And I will say this. Goku and Broly, I think they're both pushing each other to the max. But again, they don't know how to unlock through pain and loss. Now, Broly's rage does seem to, Goku knows is his power seems to really amp up with like he gets seriously into the fight and seriously raged up, and talking. And Goku even mentions like, "Come on, Broly, we gotta do." It's like you gotta do it for Bulma and your new boy and your kid. You're not gonna let this Frieza guy take him on. It's like, no, I won't. And his power does fluctuate for a little bit, but he doesn't have that catalyst yet for Super Saiyan. But it's there, and Goku's trying. He's trying to figure out trying different energy methods. And at one point, he does feel something when he starts to focus his energy a bit more to his back for some reason. But he doesn't get there either. So I mean, both these guys are well and truly beyond anyone else on the planet right now. Even the closest one beyond that is Red. It's at 2 million. So ultimately, they hear they hear Kami's voice, or at least Paragus and Goku and Broly do. Paragus, the one I'm sensing an immense power coming to the planet. It must. My guess is it must be this Frieza you're speaking of. And I imagine this would happen probably not in a full year, but maybe close to a year, because we also don't know how far away Frieza was at the time. So give it the year, and they get ready. They recover. They get Senzu Bean. Meanwhile, I mean, where does Vegeta and Nappa's stance on the planet stand? But Rad's actually kind of enjoying his time here, all things considered. It's a nice place. The people aren't bad. The food's pretty good. And honestly, Vegeta and Nappa actually do have to compliment. If nothing else, the food's pretty darn good. And I feel like they're probably I feel like they're within at least Vegeta's Android Saga to Cell Saga kind of mentality at this point. They've spent a year on the planet. They don't like really anyone that much, but they acknowledge they've gotten stronger. Food's decent. These Earth women ain't bad looking either. So, there's some things to be okay with. Plus, they also know they can't really do anything against Goku or Broly at this point. At least not right now. And this pisses off Vegeta's like, whatever. Let Frieza come. We'll deal with him. And sure enough, Frieza, they meet up, and they find where Frieza's landing. They meet up with him. And Frieza's like, well, Vegeta, this is certainly a surprise, and Nappa, and ratted, well, I must say, for someone who's been quite tardy to the party, you seem to be looking very well for yourselves. It's like, yes, we're sorry for being late, Lord Frieza. It's just that we were busy not giving a not caring for it. Ooh, such cat tone, Vegeta. You're not usually so boisterous about your opinion. So, let me guess, you've been doing some training. Think you can take me on. And it's like, he's onto us, Vegeta. Indeed. It seems Lord Frieza still thinks very highly of himself. Well, we'll have the last laugh, won't we, Nappa? We're no longer your... And they're kind of muttering each other. And Rad's basically just chimes in, we're no longer your slaves, Frieza. Frieza, we'll give you... And Goku even says, we'll give you one chance. Leave this planet in peace, or there will be troubles. And Paragus is like, that's not quite what... I'm actually going to do DBZ voice, Broly. That's not quite exactly what we need. We're going for here, Goku. But I mean, if there's possibly some good in him, we gotta give him a chance, right, guys? And everyone except for Broly's just like, oh, you must have gotten some serious training. Last I knew, your power level was around 18,000, Vegeta. That doesn't even come to a tenth of my power. Hell, it barely comes to a 20th. But it seems it doesn't even come to a 20th. But it seems you need a reminder on who you're dealing with. Zarbon, Dodoria, please enlighten Vegeta. And his apparently Saiyan friends. Which at this point now, Frieza, who's been focused on Vegeta, is like, wait, you're all Saiyans? It's like, yes, that's right. I keep going in and out of my DBZ and abridged Paragus voice. Yes, that's right. I am Paragus. This is my son Broly, and my colleague Beater were able to manage to escape the destruction of our planet at your hands. Oddly enough, thanks to a heartless act by Vegeta's father here, the king. Oh, I see. So that old fuddy-duddy decided to rid you off the planet because he didn't like you? No, because he was scared of my son's immense power. and and um um think words here. And and who are you? Oh, I'm Goku. I'm a Saiyan too. I came to Earth a while ago. But it's like, I sir, jeez, my word. You think I'd get genocide a little better than this? All right then, Zarbon Dodoya, have at it. So which one do you want?
Come on, let me have Veggie. No, I want to get Vegeta. I want to pound Vegeta hard. Hard. I want to make him say my name. It's like, it really is weird when you say things like that. Oh, please. Uh, oh, I don't think you're not worth my time. But other one, you come in. My name is Beats. You take them on.
Fine. It's like, and just walks in. oh, at least Vegeta's what's called a Saiyan elite. You really think you can take us on? A little other guy, what was your name again? It's Beats.
Whatever. Looks, it's Dave. Whatever.
Deborah tries to come in and that, so fast as he registers.
You're counting. You must be dumber than I am. Where's the counting knife? There's only 3 of them.
Punch the guy through his chest. And, he tried to do that to Beats, but Beats just like, poof. It's like,
what?
It's like, yeah, no. And he just throws the door in your head. It's like, ooh, seems this one's a bit stronger than the other. Then I give him credit. But, he does a power reading check. And, well, everyone else keeping their power suppressed. Beats is actually, he's got his power up because he's got to keep up with these guys. Zarbon's like,
oh, I see. So that's the way you're going to do it. But not take any chances.
Goes into his transform form. Just boom. Just Beats starts just smacking him. Like, my word. Then 50,000. Impressive. I like to think there's a saying that's strong. And my guess is you're the weakest of the bunch. Now this is causing Frieza a little bit of a question mark. He's like, wait, 50,000. And he can almost guarantee he's the weakest one. He's not giving a quick look to these guys. He's like, there's no way that could be my power. I'm over half of my base. My suppressed form alone is over 500,000. Still, better safe than sorry. And all of a sudden, as Zarbon and Dororo are just like,
Lord Frieza, we're sorry.
It's like, whoa! It's like, and they're just looking at him. And just
so this is your real form. Actually, I have not quite. The form you saw before me, as I'm sure you're probably aware of, the form you saw before me was just a suppressed form to keep my immense power in check. This is only my second form. I actually have two more beyond this to my real form.
2 more? And then, to be fair, Nappa and Vegeta can sense. They all have learned to sense energy at this point. Can sense his power, and they're both like, we can still handle him. It's not that big a deal.
So then, Vegeta, do you really still want to take me on?
And Paragus is like, I can't take this guy on now. Crap. But Kakarot and Goku and Broly can still do it. Wait, Vegeta, perhaps we should shut up, Raditz. I'm going to enjoy this. Nappa, stay out of this. And they go toe to toe. And he is beating the living shit out of him, just, for all his power, it goes to over 1 million. Like I said, Vegeta's 1.5, so he still has a competent lead over him in terms of power. Just starting to beat the ever-loving crap out of him. But because he's arrogant, too, it's like, you really think this is all my power, Vegeta? You wouldn't last 2 seconds against my true form. Is that so? Fine, let's see what you have. Wait, Vegeta, shut up, Raditz! And even Rad's like, fine, because he can tell Goku's Broly's power. So no matter how, so he's just worried that Frieza's power really is going to eclipse it. But Frieza goes into his second form. They're still probably pretty even. We never really got an official power level on Frieza's third form. It's implied to be somewhere like 1.5, 1.8ish. Because it quickly overtook Piccolo at that point. And then he quickly goes, well, here we are, Vegeta. You see my true form now.
My word, you're really not that much different than your first form. Taller,
not as horny. But still, you're not really that impressive. Oh, is that a fact? Then would you care to test your, as the kids in the space arcade say, test your might? And, it's going back. Except now Vegeta's clearly on the losing end of the fight. Just, damn it! Oh, well, this has been fun. Now then, goodbye, Vegeta. And all of a sudden, Broly comes in above you. That's enough. It's like, I'm sorry, could you maybe just wait a moment before... Ah, you blasted monkey! That's my... He's just starting to crush his arms. Ah! And just blast Broly point blank, which doesn't do a damn thing. Just, what? That I don't... You're evil. I don't like you. And just throws Frieza around. Just, oh, funny guy you are. Broly, was it? You seem to be full of all sorts of fire in you. Well, let's see let's see if that fire can withstand the power of my mighty. Well, fire, I'm the water, about to snuff you out, and then Broly just like you stand still, damn it! And then Broly just it just gut checks him, just. You think you're very clever, don't you? But I've only been using 1% of my power. Let me show you some true might, then. 50%, that's all I'll need. He thinks that. And immediately he goes to the 50%. That's when Goku and Broly can sense his power, and they both immediately go. That's when Goku actually shows up next to him. It's like, all right, this is getting a little out of hand. It's like, not very, very insane-like of you, taking your comrade's prey, is it? Very well. And then now they're both going at it, and because it's an even match, but because it's Broly and Frieza are evenly matched, but Goku is only a little bit shorter, but a better fighter, and it's 2-on-1 now. Frieza is still on the back, but he's getting a lot more solid hits in. It's like, and they just clash. Boom. I will destroy you. Then I am going to kill you. I will waste this planet into oblivion. He basically just creates a death ball. Just no. And they just say goodbye to your wretched world. And just throwing the death ball. Just Goku and saying, I got it. Kamehame. And, he's blasting it. But again, Frieza barely edges out Goku, but still, that's enough. Goku's able to hold it back, but he's not able to stop it. Broly just, what do you want to fight for? A home? A home. A place to live. Or is it something else? A mate, perhaps? A woman? A family? Oh, that is it, isn't it, young Broly? Well, then, perhaps, before this is all said and done, should your sane comrade manage to actually reflect my death ball, I'll find them and pay them a visit, and then have you watch them die before me, suffering in agony and pain and turmoil, just to watch you scream. Would you like that, monkey? And it's like, no, you will not touch them. That's it. I've had enough of this. As he's powering up. It's like, and Broly's actually now being thrown back by the energy output because Vegeta's max is much greater than both of theirs. Now, and finally, Frieza gets this phone from. All right then, goodbye, monkey. And he starts to wail on Broly. Broly, like he is, does improve as as the fight goes on. But remember, after a while, the gap between power with like Vegeta and Broly and Goku and Broly in God form was too great for Broly to even compensate for until he gained a transformation. So eventually it's just Broly, son, and Goku finally just blasts the death ball back, which right back at Frieza, who just blocks his own attacks. Fortunately, his power now is like Goku comes just cracks him against the jaw. Just, Goku now is doing the best he can, but now he's getting blown back. I will kill everything you love and hold dear. And it's like, Broly's like, no, you won't. Now he's just going off, just just going off the rails. And Broly's now just pushing Frieza back. It's like, you will not touch anyone. You will not hurt anyone. It's like, is that right? Is that right? He's like, better look out. And he all of a sudden Frieza's actually got, because we see in Super he can do this. He's got all of his fingers just blast down to the ground below. Most of them get away, but Paragus is Paragus Goku actually and beats and rides because Dragon Balls. You could bring me back with the Dragon Balls. He's saying this Broly, my son, avenge me, or is it avenge us? He says me and the Saiyans basically, and that's where the snap is. And he just goes off the rails. And it just goes into Super Saiyan form. Which at this point is like Frieza can't even like, what is this? Just unlike Goku, who still actually maintained a relative sense of mind and sense of self in that form. No, bro, it's like, you're a dead man. Just railing him against the ground and just blast him into oblivion. It's like, what is this power? It can't be the legendary. He's Broly! It's like, Broly's still kind of, out of it. Just sees goes, Broly, wait! And then, he nearly kills Kakarot. But fortunately, he's able to, Broly! He's like, go! He's able to reel it back in. Like, he's still super, Goku, he's dead. He's just the Bulma is, Bulma. And Bulma actually shows up, having been watching all this and seeing her husband, because they're most likely married at this point. I may have said they're boyfriend or girlfriend, and maybe they are, but eventually they'll get married. So anyway, her boyfriend fiance sees it, and Broly is about to react, but he sees Broly, it's okay. We have the Dragon Ball. We can bring him back. We can do it. But she's crying. It's just so please, just. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be sad. Just stop. And finally he snaps, and like his eyes actually, aren't white anymore. He's still in Super Saiyan. He's like, Bulma, and then he just, Bulma. And, he's kind of just, she's holding him and all that, and Kakarot's just, ow, damn it all. And everyone gets up. And it's like, well, God, call me. And it's like, oh, Mr. Popo's already on it. The Popo's already looking for the Dragon Balls. Until then, I've sent Yajirobe for some Sunzu beans for you, or a Korin, or whatever. Because Yajirobe, that's another impression I never said I forgot I could do, or forgot to mention I could do. I could do Yajirobe pretty well. Yajirobe's kind of just, whatever. I always kind of forget Yajirobe, to be honest. Yajirobe was part of this Piccolo saga, because he ended up staying at Korin's Lookout, because he went with Goku for the Ultra Divine Water. But ultimately, Popa goes, it's like, what are Dragon Balls? Summons the dragon, brings back Paragus, and it's like, oh, son, Dad, are you okay? Oh, fine, never better. Oh, never, I guess I'm getting too old for this, that kind of thing. It's like, no, Dad, it's fine. Be that as it may, I'm proud of you, son. Even in my dying moments, I briefly saw what you were able to do, whatever you were able to become. As a father, I couldn't be more proud of you. It's like, yeah, bro, what did you do? Anyway, how did you? I don't know. He said he was gonna kill Bulma. I lost it. It's like, I can explain what it is. I hate it. It's like, indeed, I think if it's what we think it is. This changes up the entire playing field, Vegeta. So, there you have it. That's what we're going to leave part 6 with. Frieza getting wasted by Super Saiyan Broly in rage. Goku and the others are like, oh, how can we maybe get this power and all this? This is great and all that. But danger lurks on the horizon as an angry, cold father is wondering what happened to his little princess. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know what we'll review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll see you folks next time. Later.